Hey everybody, do you want to make a D&D podcast like us, or really any podcast? Well, then you got to know about Anchor. First off, my favorite part, it's very free. It's the most free. It costs no dollars. That's sick. Second part, you can start monetizing with their monetization tools immediately with no minimum listenership. Also very sick. You can now, this is new, you can take any song from Spotify and add it directly into your episodes. And let me tell you, that's freaking sick nasty. So download the Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started today.
Now, hold on a second. Before we get into the episode today, huge announcement for us. Okay, this is, in the life of Lawful Stupid, this only comes around once every 4 years.
The Olympics.
And also...
The Lawful Stupid Olympics.
Lawful Stupid. Leap year. Shoot, I didn't think about all those things that come around every 4 years. Okay, what I meant to say was...
A new president. The new president of Lawful Stupid. I am the incumbent running for office.
I quit. What else comes around every... Happy birthday to Lawful Stupid. We have got a lot of fans along the way, and more so a lot of friends, is what we'll say. We've got a Discord we started probably 3 years ago. I think we didn't start that until a year after we had even kicked off the podcast, maybe a little sooner. I'm not a historian. I'll roll for it. It says it's about 3 years ago. Our Patreon, we got uploaded. We were in our third campaign now, coming, probably over the hill really with campaign 3 at this point, going into campaign 4. We come back to Dwayne, but man, what a roller coaster it has been. A lot of ups, mostly ups, some downs we've experienced in terms of, sometimes we throw away episodes that we record and you don't hear that, but we've got $50 patrons that we love. I get to hear those things sometimes. And speaking of patrons, I just wanted to run through who we have currently, the patrons that support us, that love us, even when you $50 patrons listen. I don't know why you still hang around, but you do. And so those people are Corey Pilgrim, Jake the Ripper 18, Kelly Hagan, Nekava, Sean Tiffany, Shyla Buff, and Tom Alt4F. But along that list also is Becca Shepard, Jason Van Dyke, Alex Nguyen, George Thumbeck, Jessica Cooper, John Dwyer, Kylos 1337, Matthew Nicholson, Nicholas Luck, Quatselect, Ryan Kivett, Seth Jonker, Aaron Pruce, Ben Arnson, Jeff Jink, Jessica Kivett, Kelvin Kilgore, Silverdusk, Tony Simmons, Zeramania, Avon, she's $1. She's on the pod now, whatever. Chris Thomas, Jared Sager, Jason Polhemus, Joey Andrade, Matthew Campbell, One Shot Onslaught, which is another podcast we love, Santi the Sane, Shane Cherry, and Snug Gaming. Thank you all very much for being patrons.
Thank you very much.
And we hope to be here 4 more years.
Thank you.
Lord willing.
4 more years.
4 more years. Not my podcast. That was appropriate.
I thought for sure when you said Nicholas what? Like you slurred a little bit, and I was like, who put in their name as Nick a Slut? I was like, whoa, man, Nick a Slut?
Yeah, yes, you got I can't think of a funny one. Like IC.
Mike.
They got me. They knew that this was coming all along.
Yeah, they
bend
you.
over.
Yeah. Well, eventually they'll read the patrons.
Will be hard again. Yeah.
Will be hard again.
So yes, thank you so much.
Jack Schnoff.
Yep.
And we'll go ahead and get into the episode. Last time on Lawful Stupid. Death Dealer sits in front of you.
Let's get down to business. I am tired, and so your task is to get me a firestone. Then I can complete the collection and pass this task to someone else.
And where are we supposed to collect that?
The home of the fire giant. Somewhere near the Red Eye, which seems appropriate for him. A deal is a deal. Do we have one?
Fume is gonna walk right up to this guy. He's gonna look him in his eyeballs. Yeah, a deal's a deal. And extend his hand.
He extends his hand. Train stops at a location. The doors open, and there's a very small area for you to walk into another door you recognize as like a K&G entrance. As the door opens, you see before you. That's where we'll end the episode. William, you've opened the door, you've made your preparations for whatever might be coming at you. The door is open and you see inside, and what you see, have you stepped in it all, or are you just viewing this area?
Oh, I like open the door, step in, left palms pushing the door open. Like that's gonna stay open. Got my sneaky boys coming in behind me, so I like step in. I'm ready.
Okay, so you know how when you all step in together and I make you roll to determine whose kind of persona is the most dominant at the time, and that begins to shift the room into what they like, right? It does not shift into your preferences.
I step back, shut the door, and open. No, I'm just kidding. Let's reset.
Not until it's my room.
Melts the lock in place with fire.
I'm sorry. There's a dumb joke. Tell me what I see.
You see the door on the other side, where it would be the entrance to the world, right? Wherever you are in the world, that's where that other door that you can see maybe 30 or 40 feet across the room. You see a white lab coat. Someone in a white lab coat, the tail of it whooshes out and the door shuts. And what you see in this room is it begins to fade. So like where the walls...
What door shuts? Hold on.
The opposite door. So like when you walk through this one and if you walk to the other one, you'd be out of the world.
I see a lab coat and the door shuts like quickly because he's scurrying away. Got it.
Yes. Roll a perception check for me, please.
I would love to. First time I've rolled.
I knew who I'd wager my money on it being.
Let's see. Perception.
A little song by the Killers.
+1, 11.
It worked. The door's open, and you see as it begins to fade from like this metal walls and metal floor, tables set up with different bottles with liquid in them, different like science kit setups all around, and there are these giant tanks along the left side of the room. Inside of them are humanoid figures floating in this green kind of liquid. And you catch as the room begins to kind of fade away to just a normal wooden room before anybody comes in and decorates it with their personality. You see in the first tank is Misery. And you see in the second tank is
Breeze.
You.
What? Me? No.
You see in the third tank is Miss B. And you see in the last tank is Lucian. And I don't know if you... And then you also see to your right, there's this like overgrown tree. But it looks like it should like reach the ceiling, but as you step in, you realize the ceiling is much higher than you thought. But it is quickly coming down to a normal level. And the tree is beginning, as the room fades back into just a plain wooden box, these things begin to like almost, when Thanos snaps, the ashes happen. Mm-hmm. That's what's happening to the room. And it all fades out.
Is Breeze in here?
He's not.
I sprint across the room and open the door. Like full on dash. I leave this other door open, I sprint across and open the other door.
Okay, and the other two, what are you guys doing?
As soon as I see Will sprint that way, I'm going to... Is there enough darkness in there for me to shadow step, or do I need to run with my feet?
Light, I would say, is... There are shadows, so if you needed to be able to do that, you can.
I do a little shadow step to catch
it's
up.
It's like Nightcrawler action, and he's right there with him. Miss B?
I was planning to sneak on in the room because that was the plan. And then after I get in there, I'll assess and I guess run after the guys after seeing that nonsense happen.
Okay. William, what you will see as you open the door is when you all left the KNG, when you walked through that training room out into the world on your first mission, this is the door that you stepped out of into the mountains.
Okay, do I see a lab coat anywhere?
No.
I blink forward 30 feet with my boots.
Okay, so what you're seeing now is you're on that same trail that's kind of going down the mountain. There's an up path, but there's a down path as well. And it kind of hugs the side of a mountain, and there are mountains in the distance, and you can still see that flat land that leads down into Junga as well. But as you blink forward, you're kind of just going down around the mountain.
Still no sign of lab coat guy?
Nope.
I stop. I turn around, I assume I see Fume behind me.
Go.
Shit. I lost him. When I walked in the room, there was a guy in a lab coat and he was bolting out of the room. Saw some creepy stuff in there. In the room that was like his personality, his presence, so that I would chase him, but obviously couldn't catch him. That's a problem.
Yeah. I mean, it's okay though.
Not really. Saw all three of us in like test tubes, essentially. Like big stasis containers, our bodies.
What?
Probably what either was keeping us asleep, or maybe we're actually asleep now and this is like our projections of ourselves. Not good. We should go tell Miss B. I start walking back into the room.
And if Miss B, if you're in that room, it's already decorated with your style of things. When
We'll just assume her will is stronger than ours. It has been so far.
Yeah. Do you want to roll for it to see if it changes?
No.
I've been doing great ever since I died, but I'll roll. What is it?
Just a flat. I just want a flat d20.
Loss. I got a 4. Beat that. Let's see.
I don't even know what you rolled.
4.
About 4.
15?
That'll do it.
That is slightly better.
Yeah, so it's got all of you. It basically looks like Beatrice's home, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
Very rude.
Same look, not much changes. You know, it's always weird when we come in here, it's always styled after my stuff.
Yeah, you're the strongest
I
of
just
three.
assumed that that's also true. I just thought it was the room being polite and like a ladies first kind of thing.
Eventually I want to see one of your rooms. When we come into one of these things, you should
That's
enter
private.
it first.
No, but listen, here's what I saw. All three of us were in tanks, along with Misery, so we were held in this green juice. It didn't look good. So either A, that's where we slept for 600 years, or B, we're still asleep and these are the projections of ourselves from the sleeping tanks. C, there may be a squid that erases memories. I'm not sure.
Either way, the only person who would have any idea who we were, if Riz is telling the truth, and would be in a KNG safe house, and wears a lab coat. We're talking about Dr. Brightside, right? Or Dr.
Correct.
Ryan.
That's why I wanted to catch who was in the coat.
Yeah, and if he was in there, he'd probably have something to do with Breeze being missing as well.
It's kind of my concern.
Did the room look like there was a scuffle?
Do an investigation check for me. It may not do much now, but we'll see what you get.
Well, this is more asking William since he saw the
Oh,
room.
go ahead. Yeah.
No, I didn't. I didn't see that. I was too distracted by the fact that the room was turning to ash, and it was like a laboratory, and our bodies were in tanks. And so then I chased after him. So I'm not sure.
That would be unsettling.
I want to see if I can find anything on the floor, any traces at least. Because if it's partly physical, then hopefully not all the magic will disguise that inside the safe house.
Yep.
I'm gonna just lift my nose to the wind and see if I can smell Breeze.
Flavorfully, how does that for you? What do you do? Like, what's helping you to catch that sniff, that smell, that your sense, your monk sense?
I don't know what you're asking me. I'm just telling you what I'm doing. If you want me to mesh that into some D&D rules, I would say that perception never specifies what senses with which you perceive things. You can absolutely do a smell check through perception.
Here's what I want to know.
Maybe depending on
what I want to know is what scent are you looking for? What does Breeze smell? Because you obviously have something in mind.
We've trained. We intensely trained. His sweat. Yeah, his sweat is what I want to smell.
Tell me the first time that when you smelled him, that you thought, this is good.
I think that Lucian probably trained for a week against Breeze, and he was just getting fucking manhandled because he's just this little church boy. He doesn't know anything, and he's just getting fucking his shop wrecked, and he can't even so much as make him work up a sweat. So then one day he decided, like, no, today is going to be the day. And she just took all the punishment, and he just kept going. And even though he wasn't, any better at fighting, he just gutted it out. And Breeze worked up a sweat, beating the shit out of me once. And I want to find that smell. I want to sniff it on the Breeze. I want to sniff Breeze on the Breeze.
Roll a smell check for me.
Yeah, you got it, boss.
Want an investigation on me, Devin?
But yes, it'll basically be an investigation.
I rolled a 13.
You just a hint, just a millisecond of that smell is on the wind, on the breeze.
Can I get any sort of direction from it?
Down the mountain. Beatrice, what'd you get?
That's a 13 investigates.
You do not find anything of note. It's the floor has completely changed. The visage in here to what is matching yours. So. What you might know is that even if there was something else here, it would be erased because of the spells that are in here. Mm-hmm. And William, you had to do something. You wanted to do something?
I'm following my nose.
Okay.
Are you really?
Yeah, I'm following this down the mountain. If I can get close enough, maybe I can get a better sniff.
All right, William will follow him.
We can track him down.
I mean, I'm not nearly as fast, but I'll do my best to keep up.
While we're doing that, I would like to investigate the ground as we're walking down, because I want to see if there's actually a scuffle or a body drag
left
or what.
Some prints or something. Like we know the general direction they're in. This is a good
Yeah, but I want to know if Breeze is going willingly or being dragged or something else.
Roll investigation out here for me, please.
Yeah, no problem.
Do you want me to load up another sniff check since I'm maybe getting a little closer?
That's a 10 investigates.
You can tell these footprints. There are two tracks. One goes it disappears almost immediately, maybe 5 steps after heading out of the safe house. The other ones are a little smaller than the first set, and they seem to veer off the trail. But as you look over, it's just like a sheer drop, probably 40 feet. But there's nothing at the bottom.
William's following Fume.
It smells like trouble to me, and then William said, I'm following Fume.
Okay, you come around the corner of one, or come around the bend of once, and you see standing, leaning against the stone face with a hood up, his arms crossed, Breeze. And he's got his rifle over his back, and he kind of looks over and he says, "What took you so long?"
It's going to be short sword activates on the light eater gauntlet, and I'm just going to point it in Breeze's direction as I say, "Tell me something only Breeze would know."
He says, "I held your hand through the train." And he, as he's doing that, he's reaching for his own rifle, and we
always hold hands on the train. That's a very common thing. It's a spooky train. You gotta give me something else, man.
He says, "I trained you for a month to make you what you are today," and he's still pulling that slowly.
Anybody in the KNG would know that, man.
William pops into Breeze's head.
You Breeze?
Yeah, man, I don't know what y'all got going on.
A dark, sinister voice.
You disappeared
weird lab coat boy, now you're just hanging out here like, oh, of course you would have came here. No, that's all real weird, man. Now, is this Breeze's
talking about?
brain responding?
This is Breeze. He says, "What are you talking about, lab coat?"
All right, and William breaks out of Illusion's brain, out of Breeze's brain, and says, Fume, I just got in his head. That's Breeze. Or like some really good magic. And I'm pretty great.
Shink.
He says, use your rod to see.
Yeah, see if it's magic or not. See if he's got illusion magic on him.
Come on.
He says, why are you guys all up in a tiff right now?
Because
Spooky dude in the lab coat, and then you're gone, and you were supposed to come back, and you didn't.
No, I ran through, and then I realized this is the place where we all first met, and I thought it'd be funny to come stand in the place where we all first met. So you guys thought, oh, he's gone, and you come around the corner, and here I am again.
I approach him and slap the shit out of him.
And he holds his face and he looks back at you and says, partner?
Bro, it's not the time to play dumb fucking jokes. We literally just went and talked to the death dealer, and you're like, ooh, I'm gonna hide on a rock. Dumb.
He snaps his finger, and you hear his hawk above screech out, and he grabs you by your shirt, and he says, you ever touch me again, as good of friends we are, and there won't be a second chance. And he kind of pushes you away, and he says, now tell me what y'all are talking about, because apparently we ain't on the same train track right now.
So you had to see somebody come by here, right? Because out of that safe house came a man. He was probably wearing a lab coat. Maybe looked like Dr. Ryan from the K&G.
Lucian. And he calls you Lucian, not Fume. And he says, nobody has come through here. When I walked through that safe house, it was just a wooden box. It didn't even have time to transport or transform into my place because I was just gunning through it.
Why? Why were you gunning through it? Weren't you supposed to be checking things?
William. And Miss B will tap on her head.
I go into her brain. Yo.
What if Dr. Ryan Brightside, whatever the hell, erased his memories, since that is a thing that does happen to us? He just called him Lucian. He has been calling him Fume the entire time we've been talking. He's forgotten something.
Okay, I'm gonna put you on hold. I pop into Fume's head. Yo, hey, I had a really good idea, and it's definitely my idea. I'm just kidding.
Okay.
It's Mrs. B's idea.
I'm gonna put you on hold.
Yeah, what's up, man?
Listen.
What's Miss B's idea? He said,
Listen,
he just knows.
Breeze called you Lucian, and he knows you're Fume. He's got to be.
I assume
missing.
he was just trying to detonate me to hurt my feelings.
No, he's got to be missing something.
Okay.
So, hold on. Why don't we ask him something about the death dealer? Now, granted, I already gave that bag away a little bit, but we can ask him if he knows what the ring on his finger is. Because if he's calling you Lucian and it's a memory thing, that's a minute of time.
Well, I think he said we held hands on the train.
Yeah, but we did that a while ago.
Going that
you were still Lucian when that happened. We've been on the train twice with him.
If he was talking about that time. Yeah, I don't know which time he was talking about. Why don't we just ask... Should we ask him how long ago it was that, like, he left us in, like, the train? Because, like...
Yeah, you could ask him
maybe
when
he
you
thinks
held
he's only been here for, like, a minute.
That's a good point. Okay, hold on.
No, I mean, just like, I'm saying...
Mrs. B.
Yeah, ask Miss B, she's smart.
Listen, I had a really good idea. That's definitely not yours. No, listen. You've got a point. I think you're onto something. Fume and I. Listen, I can't call him the wrong name now. You'll think I lost my memory. Listen.
Hey, y'all, it's been like 15 minutes, and I'm still just staring at y'all.
Fume and I were talking. What question should we ask? We thought about asking how long ago it was that they held hands on the train. What do you think?
You actually butt dialed me. That you're asking me that now.
No, I'm not asking you that question. Get out of my head.
Okay.
There's a new power you have. And I don't even have call waiting. Hold on.
My parents said we can't afford a second line.
That's right.
Oh, we can ask him what drink he had on the train, or even how.
Do you remember the answer? Because I don't.
He had a weird, Lucian had a weird, Fume had a weird chocolate milk thing. It wasn't even it was Nesquik,
Oh.
that's right.
I'll have it again. Mother bitch.
That's a
But
good point. We could ask that.
ask him, because they made an argument about the Nesquik versus the actual syrup. Just ask him
Oh,
on
good
that.
point.
He would know that detail.
Okay, good. I'll put you on hold.
Ask him why that name's in his book. Ask him why the Death Dealer's name's in his book.
Oh, that's good.
You bump in. You this whole music playing.
Yeah,
I'm not
that's what I'm
unusual.
saying.
Please love
That's
playing
what I'm
anyway.
saying.
Not unusual to have fun with anyone.
Oh, yeah, bye.
Hey, Fume. You should ask him about the what conversation you had about a drink on the train, because you guys argued about Nesquik and chocolate syrup, and you pointedly.
Yeah. I got you.
Okay, great.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
I'll say out loud. Hey, Breeze, and break.
Is it my turn now?
Breaking the silence.
I hang up.
Hey,
on
Breeze. All calls in. Hey, Breeze.
Yeah.
Tell me, why is the Death Dealer's name in that book of yours?
What book are you talking about?
Your little book that you write names in. You know the one? It's on your hip there.
Well, I mean, we're doing a job. We literally
Open it up.
And as DM, I'm not sure what name I wrote down in this
You
book.
wrote down
'cause I don't
Death
remember this.
Dealer because he told him
You wrote down the Death
When
Dealer's
you
name because he gave him Nesquik. I said when you die and you
the
talk to the
joke thing.
motherfucker in charge.
Yeah, and you
Of the
said
train.
no.
He's
Hold
in
on.
charge of the chocolate
Hold on,
milk.
pecan bits.
It's canon.
You don't get to
Yeah, I know.
say.
He says,
Yeah. No.
This is what we call
That's
karma.
Yeah, it is. And it's delicious.
Chocolate pecan
He
bits.
says,
Chocolate flavored pecan bits.
he
Chocolate
says,
chips.
he says, because he did the most treacherous thing, and he gave you that Nesquik powder junk instead of the Hershey syrup.
All right, so your memory's pretty intact. Let me ask you this: How long ago has it been? Yeah, we were having the thing. How long ago has it been since you left us? How long have you been waiting?
All right, it's been 15 minutes at most.
But we think it's been 30
Yeah,
minutes.
it's been
right?
Whatever you think it is, it's what it's been. It's been that amount of time.
Oh,
Okay.
okay, got it. So the
Well, then
DM
I don't know.
storylines aren't.
So how did we not see him?
You're a really bad
why are y'all
person.
coming at me with this? What happened to you between the time that I left you to the time that you found me?
Okay.
There was a bad man in the K&G safe house.
Yeah, so let me tell you. You said, I'm going to scout and I'll come back and let you know it's cool. Uh-huh.
Yep.
And your dumbass thought, I'll make a joke. And so we sat and we waited impatiently on the
we don't need
train
to
with
do
our
name
shitty
calling.
chocolate milks. And then,
Not too long.
well, 15 minutes,
Yes,
maybe 30, depending on what the DM decides. And so then I walked into the safe house, and when I did that, you were in a tank. No, you weren't in a tank. Us three were in a tank, and Misery was in a tank.
Breeze was
full
in a
of
tank,
green
and us-
goo.
no, it was Misery.
And then, a guy with the lab coat was, running out the door, and he shut. And then we chased him, and then... And weird, because when we chased him, we came out here, and I went, oh, hey, Fume. I was chasing a guy, and I wasn't that far from here, and yet you just stood on the other side of the corner, and then we walked back inside. So, lots of weird things not adding up, and you didn't see the lab coat guy.
And you dead named me to hurt my feelings.
Yeah.
He said,
It's very rude.
because to me, you're always Lucian. You gotta. There's a spark in you that'll
that's
never
not
die.
good.
No, it's just not.
Also, so I think the disconnect is that when I went through, I did not see the things you saw. So somehow you've tapped into something with the houses that I don't have access to. When I went through,
it's probably because we got a bunch of promotions after you left, and we're super
and he looks at you because you it's
I'm
like
top of
you're
mind.
posthumous awards. Yeah, you were given a rank of
I
10.
cover my rank symbol. It's like a 10.
It's like what's the highest one again?
It's just the
Which
10,
the highest
the
one
X.
was? It's that one plus 1.
They made a new one. It's 11.
Congratulations on your posthumous promotions. Listen, guys, I love you. It's me. I don't know what else to tell you. But yeah, y'all got something going on. Y'all need to work through.
Yeah, it's just weird that you didn't see him come out of the safe house.
It's like, especially because like
Super
you're like a
sketch.
sniper. You're like an eagle eye.
Yeah.
Like, you're super
That's your whole thing.
perceptive.
Yeah, you've got a hawk. Wait, real quick. Can you
Can you ask the hawk if they saw the guy?
Yeah, so he like stands up straight, goes silver-eyed for a second, and as he kind of turns his head, you guys look up and you see like whichever way he turns his head, kind of the hawk is turning its head that way. And so he makes you wait for 15 minutes as he's talking to Hawk now. Hey man, can you believe these guys are over here just like busting my balls?
I'm tapped.
What should I ask him, Bird?
He's like, hey man,
The bird's name is Bird.
B-I-R-D.
He could be a
Birdie.
double agent, you realize.
Yeah.
Self-named.
That's okay. I'll just push him
Triple
off the cliff.
agent,
It's fine.
something.
So he comes in, he says, ain't nobody around, man. There ain't nobody close to here right now.
Yeah, but the bird was like surely doing circles when the guy was like. Did the bird? Can you ask the bird if he saw anything before you walked into it? Like
hang
a
on
dude.
a second. Silver eyes.
Yeah, okay. It's not
Comes back, he says,
unusual to be low.
Hey, can I talk to the bird with my mental telepathy?
No, it doesn't know a language.
It says you can speak telepathically to
It has to be able to, it must be able to speak a language.
provided the creature is within. You don't need to share a language with the creature you understand, but it must be able to understand at least one language. It can't understand languages?
How
I don't think so, because he perceives it through like the hawk's eyes.
I just want everybody to know that Devin doesn't think birds have the emotional capability
Do you
to
have to
understand
speak
languages.
with animals?
No, I don't. Listen,
If you
I
speak with
don't
animals,
have
you
a
trump
leg
me.
to stand on here, but I just want PETA
This is the first
to know.
time I'm trying to be a decent
You're getting
DM who
cracked down on.
pretends
You're being
to
made
know
an
rules.
example of, Dwayne.
I see that.
He made an example. That's what you get for the bacon bit justice you served out to me.
That's what you get for your justifiable revenge.
You know what? If you just shut up, you can do whatever you want the rest of the podcast.
no court would ever convict me, Devin. No court would ever convict me.
He did not. He doesn't see anything. Like no one is in this immediate vicinity.
So this guy teleported or went invisible or something. That's the only explanation.
But there were footsteps off the edge of the cliff.
Yeah, well, those were a second smaller set of footprints, correct?
Yes.
And another set of footprints that just stopped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, Breeze, then let's check out these footprints over here. If you're such a great outdoorsy woodsman type.
Yeah, you're so fucking
Figure
cool,
this out.
Breeze.
I feel like
You're
there's
so
a little
fucking
animosity that suddenly our relationship has the status has changed a little bit.
Yeah, the guy that you used to have a relationship in died. I'm fumed. Nice to fucking meet you. Do good ranger shit,
bro.
I don't know, you kids and your new like titles and stuff, whatever.
Yeah,
What do you want from me? What do you
Look at
what
my
do you do?
prints.
Oh, I'm looking at him. That's my set. And he looks. He's like, that is not.
Yeah.
And then he
We're not going crazy.
He kneels down.
So cool.
He gladiators it. So he picks it up, rubs it between his fingers, smells it a little bit. He
Tastes
says,
the dirt.
I mean,
Caldonians. They came this way. I thought not to go.
I can see now why you're confused, because these footprints are here at the same time as me. Like when I came through here, but they weren't here when I would have noticed them. When I came through, I would have seen these.
Mm-hmm.
So it was right around the same time, but after.
Yeah, we would have imagined that you would have seen the dude as he came out.
Yeah,
and made these
you can see why we're
footprints.
confused.
So
No one.
now I'm not sure.
No one came by. I don't know what else to tell you.
Yeah, these footprints do abruptly end. I'll grant you that.
Can I insight him just for
Yeah, go ahead.
funsies? Oh, yeah, that's a 9.
You still believe he's telling the truth?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Ashley, can you possess people yet?
I just got up. I haven't even had first swig of coffee. And what do you need?
I was just seeing if you could possess people. Is that a thing you can do yet?
I'm possessing you, I guess. I've been doing that for too long.
Good point. All right, that's fair. Just checking. I'll check back in later as I get stronger to see if you can suddenly possess people.
I'm gonna go to work now. And she just lays down on the couch. It's always in your head.
Yeah. I miss you.
I miss you too, bud.
What? Get out of here!
Oh shoot!
Breeze, get out of my dream.
This is mine and Williams and Ashley's
Hey,
special
Breeze, why are you
present.
always in Speedos in my dreams? It's a problem. Get out of here. Okay.
Stop choosing to do that. Stop
So,
forcing
Breeze,
that
why are
mental
we
image
here?
on me.
Why aren't we at the Firestone place? Oh, we're supposed to be heading to the Red Eye.
Yeah, we could. Well, there was this, funny thing. I got off the train. I was trying to do this real nice thing, and first time we met, and then I got this interview going on with my friends now, and so this is why we're held up. I mean, we can.
What about the
cool?
smaller
Are we
set
cool?
of foot? Hey, Breeze, what about the smaller set of footprints that leads down to a cliff? What do you know about that?
So he pulls out of his bag like the where do you get the rappel hook, and he says, kind of looking over the cliff, grappling hook. Yeah, I can think of the word grappling hook. He says, "Well, it looks like they had to go down. Everybody agree? Fair assessment."
We're up.
No, I went to
and
a
then he
magical
looks up.
place. I went to a magical place where you could walk across the sky.
Well, I don't know about your life there. We'll make it. That could be anything. So he kind of throws it into like
No,
a
it's a
stone
thing.
that's
Ask
planted
Miss
there. And he rappels down about 20 feet, and he's kind of going left to right, like pendulum, looking
I look
in different
over him
places.
menacingly as I'm.
He brings out a knife and holds it to the rope.
No, just like I'm in control of your fate.
He holds the rope and catches his hands on fire. Oops.
Your eternal reward. He
Your
swings back and forth. Let me see.
eternal
Actually, you know what? I'll roll for him. Let's do that and see what he finds.
Let's see how the story goes.
William just gets tired of waiting, picks up the hook, and just pulls him up with the rope. I'm strong enough, dude. It's fine. What'd you see?
got one. He says,
he cracks the rope like a whip.
There's no sign of anything. The footprints just into the cliff, and
Devin, does the footprints look like they're walking off of the cliff, or do they turn around and climb down?
no, they look like they're walking off. It's almost like even if you were to step, the last step was just the toes went over the edge, but the heel is the imprint that's left.
So they just walked off.
Could one of you hold my hand? I don't want to.
Yeah, sure.
Step
Holds
out.
her hand.
She's gonna step out. The Sun Elves live over here. Last I heard, way back when. Perhaps they have come up with their own way of creating the same magics. I wouldn't find it too strange.
Quick, sing
As
a lullaby
you
so we can see the
step
truth.
Onto, I'd say you mimic the footprint. But as you do, you find purchase on land. And as you take another step, very much like William did when he wasn't quite familiar with Angel's Cove, only the ground beneath you begins to appear as you make steps.
If she's walking and I'm still holding her hand, I follow her. Not gonna let her go alone.
I'm gonna pick up a handful of dirt, throw it out ahead of me.
As you do that, are you holding hands with anyone?
I wasn't.
The rocks just fall. They fall to the 40 feet below.
Oh,
But if I hold
it's
Miss B's hand
tentacles.
and then throw dirt,
The gravel stays on the surface. And Bree says, "What are you doing right now? How are you doing that?"
magic. Keep up.
Miss B is amazing.
You
Miss
think
B
I'd
does
be
shit like
would be
this.
surprised because of KNG.
Well, you best grab on a hand if you're coming
Yeah,
along.
come on, bud.
Amen. And so who's in the back? Fume?
The Fume would be.
It would be Fume,
he's like-
because Fume would be holding my hand, realistically.
Yeah,
since she's
I'd be holding
leading.
Bill's hand.
He looks at Fume and he says, "Here we go again, bud. Just can't seem to get away from this." And he kind of chuckles and he grabs your hand.
Smell that sweat.
Hot.
One thing we love at Lawful Stupid, among the other things we love at Lawful Stupid, is spreading the word about your business. Or maybe you want to tell your sweet, sweet grandma that you love her for the world to hear. We want to give you that chance. If you're a business and want to get your services on the air, or just want to tell a loved one a personal message, head on over to lawfulstupid.org/message in a bottle. There you can take around 250 words to say what you want. Business ads are $20, personal ads are $10. Tell the world what you have to hear with Lawful Stupid's Message in a Bottle. And you all begin to walk on this cliff. Well, most of you, I'll say Lucian, Fume, Breeze, and William still just see nothing below them. You're not even getting the footholds to show up as your feet land against the surface. But you see that Miss B's feet, you're seeing that the stone appears beneath hers.
Bro,
and you
I'm
notice
just
that you're also
I'm watching Miss B. I'm not looking down.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
and you're walking.
Fume looks down longingly. The same look, the same glazed over, kind of slight blissful look that you get when you think you're driving down the road and you think, I could just jerk the wheel. This was on a bridge. Left or right, I could just
let it go, and Breeze and I, we would go together.
yeah. He's got that look on
to
his
the
face.
death dealer together in matrimony.
I got a shortcut back, homie.
Sorry,
and I think you're walking up the mountain for a while. And I guess, like before, the longer you're sort of taking this path, the more that things begin to fill out for everyone. And eventually, you are... It levels out. The ground levels out. So you've kind of like worked up a sweat, maybe exerted yourself a little bit just to take this path up.
And
as you come to the top of this sort of mountain-esque area, and it's flattened out, it is like perfectly flat, like marble flat. There are no like crevices or holes or jagged edges in this area. And you see before you, almost like it's dug into the mountain, but you can see through to the other side. This elaborately built, this beautiful, looks like lit up golden area, because where the sun comes in and reflects off some of the pools that you can see a little bit away, and some of the trees that are there have golden leaves. And you see people milling around, I'd say about 200 yards out, at this large golden gate that is opened with this. Is there? No, there's just the gate. There's not even any like brick wall that's going around this city. Just this large gate in front of you.
Fume's gonna like put his hood up, kind of uncomfortable with this resplendence.
Oh, this is most likely the village city of the Sun Elves.
Do you know anybody here?
And
What,
we're
don't you
like,
hate them?
welcome here, right?
There's a hate for them because of an old war 600 years ago that has ended.
Don't tell him about your girlfriend, Will.
Yeah, okay, I won't. I didn't fight in this war, did I?
There's like a 50-50 chance, frankly.
Okay, great.
History check.
Yeah, sure. I'll do it. Devin's proud that he remembered a history check.
Gotta roll the dice sometime.
Oh, it's a natural 20!
Nice!
It's a -1, so it's a 19. What do I remember? Did I fight in any wars? related to these things?
You did not fight in this war. It would have been beyond you.
Okay.
But we're going to give it suddenly. You have a memory unlock. You've studied the wars, and suddenly you're very familiar with the happenings, even if you haven't gone to the school that her family has. And you remember stories your dad used to tell you. And so you're able to glean from that, like some of the greatest heroes of that war, some of the coups that happened between the sun and moon elves, and then why the moon elves split away. Just all this stuff comes flooding back to you.
You know as much about this war as all of our dads know about World War II.
Oh, God. Sweet.
I'm saying, like, all of our dads are really into World War II.
Yeah, it's a weird objective they had. Okay. I see all these things now, right?
Yes, yeah, you all do. Everyone sees it. And Breeze is just standing at all.
Okay. All right. I very carefully let go of Miss B's hand. Is everything fine?
You plummet to your death. No,
yeah, you would have taken all of us with you.
No, I would have just reattached.
No, you're good. You're
We're gonna let Breeze test it as the caboose.
Okay, cool. Yeah, all right, we're good.
No. I hold on to Will's hand still.
No, yeah, that's fine.
It's
Mrs.
cute.
B, what do we do here?
Well, perhaps we'll find the man in the lab coat. Didn't hope that they don't hold grudges.
Yeah, okay, but, like, you're not hated by these people, right?
She shrugs.
I mean, you're the queen of the mafia racist city, but do they know you?
That would have to be 600 years ago, William.
Yeah, elves are old as fuck. Your sister's still alive.
Well,
I mean, still pretty spry, but, I mean, you know, it's a thing.
I checked with Dean, and he said that we didn't have to worry about the war.
Oh, great.
So
I feel like this is a you thing, or do you want me to go up there and act like a buffoon? Because we could do both.
I mean, I can go. We could both go. You talk nicely, and I can get on their other good side. I don't know.
Okay, great. And you don't have any family members that are sun elves, right?
My father, way back when, however.
But I know aunts.
Fathers are fine. I don't. He didn't talk about any sisters or brothers he had. He split up from this side.
Gotcha.
We're not happy about the wars.
I start walking towards the gate.
So what are the odds that these sun elves are, like, super into Nova? Because, like, it seems like they've got a similar aesthetic going on.
They actually will have more of their heritage in Hephaestus.
Oh, okay. Yeah, bro. Yes.
It's my city.
Yeah.
I'm not even an elf.
Bring that chain out, bro.
All right, I go
Look
to
at
the
his
gate.
chain. Look at his chain.
Is there a butler?
It's so hot right now.
It's a really long chain.
You walk up to the gate, and there are two guards, and they have halberds. They cross those halberds. These guards are beautiful-looking men. Flawless skin, long red hair, little beefy, like not buff, but like sinewy.
Yeah.
What? No facial hair.
Sort of facial hair? No, very smooth.
No facial hair.
Twinks, if you will.
Eyes. One has purple eyes, like a light purple eye, and then the one on the left has brown eyes.
Purple eyes and long red hair? My God.
Yeah. What's not of what? But very stern.
Did you pull this description out of my dreams, Dylan?
I just did that mind trick that Dwayne does. I just did it to you. And they cross
That's impossible. I don't comprehend any languages.
And they say, and they're very confused because you are not sun elves. And they look around, and the one with the purple eye says, "What is your purpose?"
That's a very existential question. But I think you might mean more specifically, why am I here? Is that fair?
Go on.
I'll take that as an affirmative, you big hunk. Was there a man with a lab coat that rolled through here? It could have been a woman. Was there a lab coat like a sciencey nerd that rolled through here just within the last hour, give or take?
State your name.
Well, I would be happy to, but you asked why I was here, and I asked you questions.
State your name.
I know, but if we could tit for tat, just if I could ask you a question, I would.
I feel like this is the best version of William I've ever liked. I'm guard number 1.
Okay. Okay, number. That's very.
Does that translate to something beautiful in Elvish? Does that translate into something really good in Elvish?
I know Elvish. Can I talk to them in Elvish?
It just sounds really...
I want to talk to them in their language, I know Elvish. I want to talk to them in Elvish.
Do it. Okay, so now we're in Elvish now.
Yeah, I'd be happy to tell you my name. My name is William. What's your name? I guess I know it's not God number 1. That's not... Oh, great. Yes. Let me use my abilities, please.
Was that good? Did I do it good, guys?
Yeah. Let's check. Oh, that's intimidation. I don't want to do that. It's a different set of skills. Oh, it's a 26. That's a natural 20 again.
Okay, now roll a perception check for me.
Okay. Damn, I'm not good at this, but that's okay. I'll roll it. Let's see. Where am I? Okay, followed by... Oh, I thought that was a 1. Whew. It's a 6 with my modifier.
Okay, what I'll tell you is... His demeanor relaxes a little bit. He hears you talking
from
Elvish.
Stern eyes to...
and from someone who's
bedroom
not
eyes.
An elf. To bedroom eyes.
Yeah.
And he says, my name is Bertrand.
Bertrand. Oh, that's a wonderful name, Bertrand. Is Bertrand your preferred name, or would you prefer Bert? You look like a Bert.
Names carry meaning, stranger.
They have power. Even. That's why I gave you my real name and not my code name. That's genuine.
I'm feeling.
Don't you even try to roll
It's such a good move. Because now he's intrigued.
I'm feeling
why does this mystery man have a code name?
Confused and turned on all at the same time.
Oh, goodness.
Me too, but you just seem to have those eyes. Now I've answered your question. Is it possible that you can answer my question? Was there a figure with a lab coat who rolled through here? And those are like white, sciencey, slick coats. And I don't want to assume that you guys have like laboratories here. You're very...
I don't assume you know what science is.
His eyebrows would go up.
I just assume. I don't want to assume.
At the sound of like lab coat and the description.
What is this science of which you speak?
And he says, "Step forward."
Yeah, I step forward,
and he leans in to like whisper into your ear, and then he quickly grabs your hand and cuffs you, and says, "You can talk to the warden."
Well, hold on.
And that's where we're in the episode.
Okay.
What if this guy speaks
I have
fist?
to remind you.
What if this guy speaks punches? I don't know Elvish.
Hey,
I wonder if
everybody.
he speaks punch.
Thanks for listening to this episode of Lawful Stupid. I hadn't said this yet, so let's talk about this being the episode that is the 4-year anniversary. I'm kidding. Thank you all for listening again. We're going to go ahead and roll into the things that we normally talk about.
Hey, if you want to support the show, I'm back. I did it. If you want to support the show, it's very important that you come into our Discord and you tag Shane and talk about the RD&D stuff and just talk about the best moment. Like if you want like a sticker of William flirting with a sexy guard, you got an options. If there's another moment. Maybe Bree's getting backhanded. Or the idea of William in the middle with his finger on his head, and then you got like cloud bubbles of Fume and Miss B as he's trying to like make phone calls. That's a good option.
Oh,
Whatever
so
you think.
good.
Whatever you think you want to see.
You're really,
just say the word.
you're really just talking to Avon. You've literally said nothing to anyone else except Avon because it's literally the thing she loves to draw.
Yeah, they all sound like fun.
Very
You know what else is fun? Helping people. Here's the thing about Roll for Humanity. It's December. That's my perfect segue. So it's December. We were inspired by Roll for Humanity. One, by just the natural goodness inside the hearts of every one of us. And also by a wonderful humanitarian by the name of Patrick Rothfuss, who does this annual charity, and he really showed us how geeks and people are really enthusiastic about, fantastical heroism, as I like to call it, can really come together and do some great things if they just have a little bit of a rallying call. And so that was our inspiration for Roll for Humanity. So when December rolls around and World Builders is their end of year charity, we like to get really excited about that and kind of pay homage to them by participating. And then one time we did so good, Patrick Rothfuss came and he played on the show, and I got to DM for him, and we all got to. It was a fun time. So maybe he'll do that again if we do another really good job. So check the link in the episode notes for our team page. You can go there and you can donate. There's all kinds of amazing prizes and raffles and cool stuff. They do everything. I've won a bunch of stuff, frankly. I've won all kinds of stuff from the World Builders end of year charity raffle, just because I often give so much every year. It's one of my favorite things to do. But I've won all kinds of signed books. I got an advanced reader's copy of one of my wife's favorite books, and I got to give it to her because I got it in time to give it to her for Christmas, because it was right there at the end of year charity, and it was really, really, really cool. I have a signed book by an author that Devin really likes that I've been meaning to give to him. It's just sitting on the shelf that I've just been meaning to give
Sanderson?
to him
Wait, which one is
for
it?
like years. I don't know. I'll tell you. Wait a second.
Yeah, it's been years. He mentioned
This could be the
pretty
year it
much
actually has
once a
been.
year.
Is it Brandon Sanderson? I think it's that one.
I think it is. Yeah.
That'd be great. That'd be so great.
My question is, how is Audacity picking up Chainsaw? If he's like this far away from Mike.
What's up, dude?
That was cool.
No, Anthony Ryan.
Oh, that one's good too.
Yeah, the guy who did the what was it? The Blood Song.
Yes. Oh, that's such a good series.
This is Empire of Ashes.
Yes.
But yeah,
I haven't read that one.
I got that. That's for you, buddy. Eventually.
Well, look at this. Finding out new
One
stuff
day.
on the episode.
I told you like 2 years ago.
Yeah. One day.
Well, speaking of extra bonus content for all the fun things, you can also get that from Lawful Stupid for $1 a month at our Patreon. Just go to patreon.lawfulstupid.org and you'll get all the fun things for as low as $1.
Now, Avon doesn't like people eating or getting sustainable resources or help, because she cut me off before I could roll.
Hey, yeah, you sounded like you were done. You were explaining all the thing.
I got a little distracted. Let me just wanted to back up and roll.
Hey,
real
my
quick.
attention span is also short here. I was just like, oh, he's gone off to do this adventure. I was like, I guess we've already done all the things. I'm moving on.
I rolled an 11, so $11 for them.
Woo.
World Builders.
Alright. Oh, Avon, it's your turn now, I guess, unless Shane's gonna jump back in there again.
No, he can jump back in again. I guess it's fine. No, I already sold her Patreon.
No, we're good.
There's nothing else.
It sells
good.
itself.
Devin.
Alright.
Yeah.
Good news story to end the episode. I was kind of between these two, but I think I've landed on the one. The joys of solitude. Thousands of people found new appreciation during enforced alone time in lockdown. So the joys of solitude, thousands of people found a new appreciation during enforced alone time in lockdown.
Well, it sounds like all your introverts are having the greatest of times right now. We get to hermit the entire time, enjoy like our blankets inside. We don't even have to touch the sun. This is where we all become vampires secretly at this time. Otherwise, it's all good. But maybe those people should probably check on their extroverts friends. Like, even though they're having a great time, check on your extroverts.
Yeah, no, fuck them. They've had it too good for too long. Fuck them. Now's our time. And strikes rise out.
2 years at this rate. It's almost 2 years of this pandemic. Listen, that's cute. But for those of you who aren't paying attention, Facebook has changed its name to Meta. Okay? They're building out the Ready Player One universe. They don't want you to leave the house anymore. So now that you've indulged in your introvertness, welcome to the hive mind that is Meta. So get your Oculus, get jacked in, and never leave, because now you're Zuckerberg's property.
I think you mean Zuckerborg, sir. He is a cyborg in
Yeah.
the future, and we all know that.
They didn't change his name because that was too on the nose.
Yeah, maybe on public records, sheeple. Here's the thing. Dwayne was so close. Dwayne was so close with his answer. There is an evil corporation behind this. It's not Meta or whatever it is. This is a little company called Bethesda GameWorks. Because here's the thing. What? Hit me with that title one more time.
Of the article here?
Yeah.
Oh, the joys of solitude. Thousands of people.
Yeah. What would be the capital city of Skyrim?
Solitude.
Solitude. It would be Solitude. This is actually just a questing guide to quest out the city of Solitude and all the joy that you can find there. Skyrim Anniversary Edition is coming out November 11th, 2021. It is the 400th time you were forced by law to buy Skyrim. Every adult over the age of 18 has to buy Skyrim at least 3 times. Because those are the rules in capitalist America. Wake up, sheep.
Quiz. How many of you have, in the course of your lifetime from the time it came out, have been in a GameStop said, Skyrim's only $5? Shoot, I'd be losing money not to get it.
Don't buy it. It's like, Skyrim on 360. It's like, well, I've got an Xbox One now, so I need Skyrim on Xbox One. Oh, they came out with a new anniversary edition. I gotta get that.
I gotta get that.
Oh, yeah,
See?
but now they came out with the special edition, so it's got mods in it. I want to play with mods. Okay, let me get that one. Oh, but now there's the anniversary edition. They added fishing. I want fishing.
See, I bought it once, and I think before then my ex lent it to me, and guess who never got that back?
I have a really funny story involving the initial launch of Skyrim and an ex that I will not tell on.
Oh, I thought you were about to get some goodies.
It's that bad.
I'm ready.
It's that.
This is Patreon content.
Yeah.
This is
only
why you
video
come
Patreon
join
with you,
us.
my
If you go to
secret.
patreon.com right now and become a $1 patron, you can get this story sometime in the
I don't
future.
know about that. If you
No,
become a
the
patron,
$50
if you
got it.
message me on Patreon and you go, I specifically became a patron because I want to hear the Skyrim story, I will tell you specifically.
You should just want to go ahead and type it out so you can copy and paste it. Or unless you don't want it in writing, you just have to. You have to
No,
just
you never
listen
want
to
it
the
in
show.
No, I don't want there to be a paper trail.
Yeah. All right. Well, there you go.
As your attorney, never in writing.
Scott, no paper trail, chainsaw.
That's what they call me. Because they call me name redacted, no paper trail,
And
name
then,
redacted.
Dwayne, no paper, anything, Peden.
Yeah,
Facts.
Dwayne, no paper. The end.
I'll use all the paper though.
Avon of the mini sheets.
He bought a mini sheet.
Avon of the loose
Chicago.
leaf. The village hidden in the loose leaf.
It's pretty good. Hey, we love you.
Bye. Bye.